I am actually optimistic that if we can, in this moment, we're in a pretty major crossroads. I really believe that as a society. We're testing the basic foundational views of our country. So we're testing, are we really gonna be about respecting people's religion? Are we really gonna allow freedom of speech, even when they say things and do things we don't like? We are testing at a level we've probably not tested before. These are not cases about using peyote, in a workplace, that are small implication kinds of questions. These are questions of religions held by, a large percentage of people, and we're going to say, are their views allowed to be part of our society? If we answer those questions well in this moment, and some of that will come down to legislatures, obviously, ultimately the Supreme Court, we actually have a very solid Supreme Court on religious freedom right now. Better on that question than most other questions, honestly. This Supreme Court seems to understand that, yes, we're a pluralistic society, we have different views, but we've got to allow those views the greatest deference. We should only have laws that impose on those when they are just absolutely necessary. This court seems to get that. And some of those, if the foundations can hold in these moments, that's not to say we're going to get back to maybe where I would love to see our country as far as the real value we held about the nuclear family. Will we ever get back to a view that is truly an amazing thing, and we should hope and aim that every child gets to experience that and help, bridge the gap where people are considering divorce and, shattering something, can we, we might not get all the way to where I want to go, but if those foundations hold in this moment about the fundamentals, and particularly speech, it's that First Amendment stuff that we're talking about. If those can hold, I'm actually very optimistic. Now, that's not to say there are not people working to dismantle those very, very important fundamentals. And should those start tethering to a degree, then I'd have a different perspective. But I don't think I'm at the place where I'm ready to say we are for sure going to give up on the most important things, which will then, I believe, tear down the rest. Because if I have seen, I did my thesis on William Wilberforce, but not just on him, on something called the Clapham sect, which is a group of believers that actually all in their own way contributed to society. And that, his quest was, he had a number of things, but abolition of slavery was a big one. And year after year, piece after piece, it wasn't quick, it wasn't fun, it wasn't glamorous, and it wasn't all at once, but he was able to make that kind of difference out of his faith and out of being able to apply his faith to public policy. As long as that holds, that we are able to bring our faith to the table and be an influence, I still have a positive outlook on America. That's not to say we're not in very trying times. And my friend John Stonestreet always talks about bad ideas have victims. And there are victims right now of our bad ideas. And that's not a place I want to be. But that's not to say we'll always be there.
This has been so much fun, Victoria. And it all started with one person, 12 people, and took over the known world at that point.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Well, thanks for doing this.
Wow.
This was fun. It's a good
Wow.
time to think about wider. I usually am like narrow public policy details, so it's kind of fun to do it wider.
I would like to have an audience clap. Maybe we'll add that.
I know. I appreciate it.